आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to day 3 of the program. We're very happy to see so many of you joining us again today. Already, we are beginning to recognize names, and we can see we have 3-day veterans who have joined every session, which is wonderful. Before we start, what I'd like to ask is, is anyone attending for their first time today? They've never been to another Sahaja Yoga program, and this is their very first Sahaja Yoga program. If that is the case for you, if you could please put your hand up. Lily, I can see yes. This is your first program. That's wonderful. Pleased to see that you could make it in. Anyone else? Oh, yes, we have someone else. Kerry? No. All right, so we have someone brand new. That's wonderful to see. And we have Vaishali as well. Excellent. So today we will be doing a introduction of Sahaja Yoga. So please don't feel that you're behind because this is your first session. We will go over the basics so that you know a little bit more about us. In this program, we have a wide range of participants. We have people who have been meditating for many, many years, and people who have been meditating, apart from not at all, who have been meditating for 3 days. I was wondering if you could just consider for a moment any changes that you have seen in yourself since you started meditating. You may only have been meditating for a couple of days, but perhaps you've noticed something, a change in yourself in those 3 days. If you've been meditating for 20 years, I'm sure you've seen lots of changes in yourself. If you could please share them in the chat, we'd love to see them. So we'll just take a minute. While we're waiting for those to come through, a little bit about me. I've been meditating now for just over 20 years. I think the first change I saw in myself is that I began to get more confidence. Everyone comes to Sahaja Yoga or comes to a meditation practice for a different reason. And for me, I think that was one of the reasons, to become more confident and sure of myself. And over time, that's definitely what has happened. But everyone finds different changes within them, and we really can't predict those changes. Our Kundalini knows what is best for us and what we need. So I see, thank you, Jace. You're feeling calmer and more relaxed. Jace is one of our newer people who've been joining us just recently. We're getting a lot of calmer and more relaxed, which is good. Yes, calm and stable, a sense of peace and calm. So many of you are feeling that sense of calm, feeling very relaxed. Guru Sumi has been meditating for 15 years. Excellent. So over the coming weeks, have a look how you are changing, because there are changes. Some of them are very subtle. Some of them you might find that you react to something in a different way to what you would have before you started meditating. Yes, Tony's feeling more connected to his spirit, but there will be changes. And it's the wonderful thing. You can't really predict what's going to happen, but it's very exciting to see what happens. Now, what we might do, tonight we have Shamik, who is going to be presenting the main part of the program. And Shamik, I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, when you started meditating and what changes you saw in yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you for the introduction and getting us started with this session. My name is Shamik. I've been practicing this form of meditation for about 20 years, pretty similar to what you described. And a couple of things that I do recall. So when I started, I was in an engineering program. And as you mentioned, that everyone has different objectives. You know, when they approach a system such as meditation, there can be various objectives. And my objective at that point was really to sharpen my sense of focus. I felt I could do more with myself and more with the academic program. And one thing that I did notice was when I first started, I had a consistent practice of falling asleep. So if I was attending a meditation session similar to this one, if it was virtual, it would have probably taken me 10, 15 minutes. But the world was quite different 20 years ago. I don't think there was a Zoom. There definitely wasn't a widespread YouTube. So we were still a little bit primitive when it came to internet services. But I do recall sitting down for meditation sessions and falling asleep. And 20 years later, I can say that falling asleep is good. It's relaxing, but it's not the same as meditation. So that's one. And the other thing that I do want to call out, especially since we're in the middle of this raging pandemic, that I'm definitely healthier. My immune system has definitely become stronger. I grew up with a problem of bronchial asthma and several episodes. I used to carry an inhaler. I haven't carried an inhaler in 20 years. So that just says a lot about how my physical health has improved. So yeah, positive change.
Thank you, Shamik. Yes, as I mentioned, everyone comes to Sahaja Yoga for a different reason. Some people come for their spirit, some for physical reasons, some for mental reasons, emotional reasons. Whatever reason you come for, you will find that. You will find that and much, much more. So yes, please enjoy the journey. It is really a very exciting time. What I wanted to do, Shamik, before handing over to you, is that someone made a question on the WhatsApp group about feeling heat on their right-hand side and cool on their left-hand side. So I just wanted, Rakesh, if you don't mind, if you could just put up the chakra chart for a minute. Thank you. So I know Odessa has spoken a little bit about this in previous sessions. Within us, we have 3 channels. We have the channel of the left, which is this blue channel here, the channel of the right, which is the yellow channel, and each of them have their own qualities. So for example, the left channel is the channel of our past. It's the channel of our emotions. It's the channel of our heart. When we are thinking about the past or we are feeling overly emotional, we're using this energy of the left. On the other hand, when we are planning, we are thinking about the future, when we're using our head over our heart, we're using the energy of the right channel. So if you're meditating and you're feeling more heat on your right side, on your right hand, this is representing what's happening on your right channel. It means that you are more of a futuristic person. You're often planning. And this is creating, and as the Kundalini rises, the Kundalini is indicating to you that there is something that needs to be cleared out of that right channel. So I know Shamik later on will be doing a left and right balancing. So if you are feeling those sensations in your hands, perhaps more heaviness in your left or more heat in your right, see if that changes as you go through the balancing. All right, thank you, Shamik. Handing over to you now.
Thank you, Jenny. So what I'd request is we can all probably get started with what I'll call preparation. And we'll start with the balancing exercise, what Jenny just referred to, which is really a way for us to help our system approach a state where we can receive this energy, or we can approach and embrace the state of meditation in an easier fashion. And by balancing, what we mean in the context of Sahaja Yoga meditation is actually very precise. So somebody had raised the prospect or the scenario of, okay, I'm trying to feel this cool energy or this energy on both hands. And I'm raising my hands to the screen right now. We may notice that the right hand is feeling warm and the left hand is feeling cool. Now, in the context of Sahaja Yoga meditation, when we say we're in balance, it actually has a very discrete meaning. What it means is when we open out our hands and sit down to meditate, we actually feel cool, equally cool on both hands. So in this form of meditation, the electronics could be described as cool is good and warm is not good. Now, I don't want us to get perturbed that, okay, I'm feeling a lot of heat on my hand and okay, that's not good. There's nothing to be worried about. All I'm saying is, in the context of this system, the way we are going to read or assess ourselves is through that temperature. That if we are feeling cool, that is an indication that we are approaching the state of meditation. We are headed in the right direction, or we are at balance. If both hands are equally cool and we are feeling light, that indicates that we are in a state of balance and we can commence with meditation. But if one of the hands, so for example, if the right hand is feeling really warm, so what we do is we take the left hand pointed towards the sky, palm facing inwards. We keep the right hand palm facing upwards on the lap. And that is the posture or the gesture that we undertake to be able to release the excess heat that is built up in the body, in the system. So that's one aspect. On the other aspect is, if we notice that the left hand is feeling warm and the right hand is feeling cool, that indicates some kind of emotional disturbance. in the internal energy system within each one of us. If I, for example, feel right now that, okay, my left hand feels warm, my right hand feels cool. So the posture that is recommended for that condition is we keep the left hand palm facing upwards on the lap, and we take the right hand, flip it around. So palm facing downwards. If we are seated on a couch, we can just keep the left hand on the lap, the right hand palm facing downwards on the lap. If some of us are seated on the floor, cross-legged in the typical lotus pose for yoga, then we can actually place the right hand on the floor, which represents the earth element. So that's the posture that we follow. So what I would request is for all of us to just allow ourselves to relax. For those of you who wear glasses like myself, you can take the glasses off. Fortunately, we have nothing to study right now. This time is meant for us to relax, to enjoy ourselves. And our goal, and by our I mean all the individuals involved in the setup of this particular free event, our goal is to make sure that we all have a good time, we all relax, we enjoy, and we have a meaningful spiritual experience. And it all starts with relaxation. So let's just relax, breathe deeply. And in terms of posture, let's keep the back straight. We don't want to slouch, or we don't want to tense our muscles. Just be comfortably placed. Let's have a very positive attitude about ourselves. It's quite remarkable, but this inner energy that we have been exploring, and some of us may have heard the term Kundalini. What I have found in my 2 decades of discovery is that this energy is intelligent. The Kundalini is truly intelligent. And the Kundalini explores all aspects of our being. And the Kundalini wants us to be positive, wants us to enjoy ourselves, to love ourselves. So let us be positive about ourselves. Let's not hold on to any negative emotions. Negative emotions become a barrier to the flow of this energy through our system. Let's have the left hand palm facing upwards on the lap, comfortably placed. And we can have the right hand palm facing downwards on the lap as well. If we are seated on the floor, we can place the right hand on the floor, which represents the earth. Now, this earth is extremely important. The earth represents a core foundational element in our journey of self-discovery. What we find in this journey of Sahaja Yoga meditation, in this journey of spiritual discovery, is that the natural forces, these elements, have an effect on us, and they all help us. So the earth, the water, air, they all have an effect on us, and they all help us achieve a state of balance. And as we begin our process of balancing, let's have that earnest desire that this earth representing this mothering force may help us become balanced, may help us let go of any negative emotions that take us into the past. Let us recognize that the past is history, it will never return, the future is a mystery. And all we really have is the present moment, which is why it is referred to as the present. It is a gift. So let's anchor ourselves in the present moment. And pray in our hearts that all negative emotions may dissolve into this earth. We can now take the right hand, palm facing upwards. We can just leave it in the lap. And raise the left hand, palm facing inwards towards the sky. And in this posture, our goal, our objective is to cool down, literally cool down. You can imagine that the left hand is like a chimney and is liberating the heat that is disturbing our system. Our goal is to achieve a state of balance where the emotional and the rational self within us, both these aspects are in harmony. We are neither too cold, nor should we be overheated. We want to be cool and light. And we pray that this element of air can take away the heat that may be disturbing our spiritual system, our attention. All along, let's make sure that we breathe deeply. This is another victim of our fast-paced modern life, and especially in these times of great uncertainty and anxiety. We may forget to breathe deep. So let's nurture ourselves with deep breathing. We breathe in deep, we exhale. We may notice that the right hand is starting to feel a little bit cooler. So now we can have both hands comfortably placed on the lap, palm facing upwards, eyes closed. And we'll notice that both hands are feeling cool. I wanted to take a moment to also share a few words about Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, the founder of this form of meditation, Sahaja Yoga. I happened to meet her about 20 years ago. And at that time, she was touring the world extensively. And she would arrange seminars in different parts of the world and freely share the knowledge of this spiritual awakening, the knowledge of Sahaja Yoga meditation, with the expressed desire that people should realize, human beings should realize, as a civilization, we have this incredible potential, the potential to understand ourselves, understand our relationship with the world around us, our relationship with each other, our ability to love and to create. And it all starts with this experience of the spiritual system that lies silent within each one of us. And I was really enamored with this concept that every human being, man, woman, child, every denomination, has this potential to improve, to evolve, and to interact with the greater whole. Now, Shri Mataji passed away in 2011, but not before she had created this incredible legacy of a spiritual renaissance for hundreds of thousands of people in over 50 countries around the world. We will now listen to an excerpt of a speech that Shri Mataji delivered in Sydney. And while we watch this video, we can again just continue to relax, absorb, and enjoy ourselves.
Be honest to yourself. You have no business to cheat yourself for anything whatsoever. If you are hypnotized, awaken yourself. Arise and find what is the best, absolute, and the only thing that you have to find, your spirit. Your spirit resides in the heart. It is the reflection of God Almighty. It enjoys itself by itself. It is the spectator of the work of its power, the Holy Ghost. It watches you and is called as the knower of the field. It knows what you are doing, what are your aspirations, what mistakes you are committing. It goes to a long extent to forgive and forgive and forgive. Forgiveness is one of the qualities of the Spirit. It forgives you and says, it will work out. It will come now. But when you go too far, say if you pay too much attention to your physical being or to your mental being, if you try to think too much, the Spirit indicates its displeasure and you get a heart attack. Heart attack comes to you through displeasure of the Spirit. If the Spirit is angry with you, you get a heart attack. That means you have neglected your spirit, you have paid attention to things which are not important. You have looked after things which are not important. You have not worried yourself about the Spirit, about your seek. Even if you lost, say in any fanatic behavior of reading some books and things and taking out certain things, remembering them by heart and then having an argument and codes on it and all that. In all genuineness and goodness, but stupidity, there also you can get heart attack. Heart is very important. It sometimes gives you first warning by giving you a partial paralysis, because in the heart a sort of a resentment is created by the Spirit, which creates a clot, and that clot, when it goes into the brain, you get a partial paralysis, so that you do not move any further. Your attention is taken to it. Then you start thinking of God, thinking of all the things, and maybe if you come to Sahaja Yoga, you get cured, because again your Spirit forgives you. We are taking too much liberty with our Spirit. It is true, God has given you freedom, and He is not going to take away your freedom at any cost. You have to be absolutely free to choose whether to go to heaven or to go to hell. He is not going to force you. Only thing one can do is to explain to you and tell you that this is the way you go to hell. Even then, if you want to go, then what can anybody do about it? Even God, He doesn't want to challenge your freedom at all. He doesn't want to make you in any way bound to Him, like some people are bound, just bound without understanding. But He wants your complete liberation. So first stage is that you have to choose your liberation through your own freedom of choice. Now, up to this point, till you were human beings, there was no choice for you. But after becoming a human being, you were given the choice because you could develop well to understand what is right and wrong in your own freedom, so that you can enter into the kingdom of God as people who are free and have chosen good in their own glory and in their own freedom. This is the only small little step where we always confuse our freedom with our ego. For example, now this hall is here, say, for me to speak. Right? Somebody comes from outside who has been sort of worked up in some sort of an organization and thinks that he's doing the greatest work in the whole world in such a myth. Comes down here in that ego state, sits down here, asks me questions after questions, questions after questions, questions after questions, doesn't allow anybody else to speak, takes away all my time to himself, as if this hall is booked by him and all the audience is gathered by him. He is least bothered as to see that this is an ego that is working. So we should not confuse our freedom with ego. That's what I have to give you a counsel. Try to differentiate your ego from your freedom. When you are ego bound, you are a slave of your ego. When you are super ego bound, you are a slave of your super ego, of your conditioning. For example, you are born a Christian, you are a Christian. You are gone forever then. Alright, you are a Christian, but what about real Christianity within you? What about your rebirth in the real sense of the word? So you become enslaved to these things, so there is no freedom. And spirit is the freedom, is the free being within us. It is detached. It cannot be killed. It cannot be blown away. It cannot be burnt away. It is eternal, Anant. It is eternal. That spirit is joy. That spirit is the source of joy. That emits joy. Joy is different from happiness and unhappiness. Ego, when it feels pampered, it feels happy. I like it, I like it. This I business is ego pampering. That is not joy, because you like to drink today and tomorrow you don't like to have a headache. It has the double side of I like and I don't like. You like something through your ego, dislike through your super ego. So it is a one coin and they have two faces, one is happiness, another is unhappiness. Joy is beyond that. Joy is a drama. Seer is a witness. You see a drama, you know it's a drama going on, you just watch it as a drama. You are not involved and you are seeing it and enjoying it. You are crying if you see something, you are weeping, but you know you are not that. It's a drama. Seer, the witness. Your spirit is the witness. And when you become the spirit, you become the witness. You become the witness. For example, you are seeing something through a window. There's something exists in the window, for example. Now, you enter inside the room and you see through the window. Your conditioning is like one wave arising in you as a thought which comes from the past. It rises again, another thought comes up and goes in the past. First the past thought is there and then another future thought is there, it disappears. You see the thought rising but you can't see the disappearing of the thought. In between that is the present. That's the place is established, that present is established when your attention becomes enlightened by the Spirit. Either you think of the future or of the past. But I say now, at this moment, at the present, you cannot stand there because your spirit is not enlightened. Because his spirit is the present. When you get your realization, you find that you are not thinking of the future or the past, you are just enjoying. Everything becomes different. The whole life becomes a drama and the joy out of it starts coming out. And you really enjoy small things here and there. And you really understand how much joy was lost before realization. This is not your mental thing that gives you joy, but the joy pours on you from your head just like this, a cool thing starts pouring down. As some people have a feeling of the tension rising up, it's the same way a cool sort of thing, flow of joy you feel in your whole body pours out. Sometimes this cool breeze that rises in the head also starts becoming like a fountain pouring down that joy. You look at the pictures, for example, see this star of Moses. You see David's star, you see that. When you see that, you can think about it. Or else you just watch this. Watch it and don't think. The joy of the creation of that thing, whole thing, becomes one with you. Like all the creation around, a lake is completely felt in the lake if the lake has no ripples. Completely. In the same way, all that is joy, the Creator, whosoever it may be, has put there. You get the complete joy within yourself because there is no thought. There is no barrier, no conditioning. The whole thing becomes one with you and you start feeling extremely happy, extremely joyous. A feeling which is indescribable. It is to be just enjoyed, to be felt. Like Kabira was asked, why don't you speak now? So he says in Hindi language, he's one of the terrific poets we have. He says, "Jab mast hue fir kya bole?" When I have gone into the nectar of the intoxication, of the spirit, now what can I talk? There's no word. No cup can fill this joy. No words can fill this meaning. You better be with me and get it and enjoy yourself. That's all he could say.
So we'll take a few minutes to go through a guided meditation and see if we can access this state that Shri Mataji was describing. As she mentioned, it is indescribable. And I'm not going to try and waste your time by trying to describe it. What is more important is that we actually experience the state of self-realization. So we'll start by placing the right hand on the heart. I'll request our tech team to share the diagram that shows this spiritual system within all of us. So in the diagram, you'll notice at the level 4, corresponding to love and compassion, level of the heart, that's the level of the heart, and we'll place the right hand on the heart. Now, Sahaja Yoga meditation is not hypnosis. We cannot manufacture a state of being. I cannot sit here and say that I want to be in a state of meditation. It just won't work. That's not what I have found in 20 years of this practice. It is a state of being, and we can receive the benefits and the power of that state of being. It starts with desire. So keeping the right hand on the heart,
Can I have more fruit on the monitors, please?
let's have that desire that I wish to experience my own spiritual self, my Atma. That is beyond this body, this mind, these emotions, my nationality, my gender, all these human constructs. I am the pure Atma, the spirit. Please allow me to experience self-realization, my relationship with the Atma, with the divine consciousness. We can take the right hand and place it at the nape of the neck. When the neck meets the shoulder on the left-hand side, this is usually where a lot of the stress builds up for us. We'll notice that this is where we feel tense. The affirmation we use is that I am not guilty. So any kind of negative emotions, fear, lack of self-confidence, and especially any tendency to blame ourselves for mistakes or problems of the past, this is the time to let go. It is time to let go of that baggage. I am not guilty. I am not guilty. Let us reassure ourselves and let us have that pure love and confidence about ourselves. In the state of self-realization, we truly appreciate and embrace the power of love. The pure love that the sun showers over the inhabitants of the planet. That the oceans bestow. That the Mother Earth shares through the bounty of crops and fruits and the beauty of her resplendent self. Let this love, a pure love, manifest. And let us be completely positive about ourselves. I am not guilty. We can take the right hand to the forehead and just press the temples as if we were nursing a headache and bowing down. We can affirm to ourselves, I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive everyone, and I forgive myself. At this stage, it is not important to think about any particular individual or happening or organization that may have caused us grief. But in a very heartfelt act, again, we rise above the poison that is anger. And we dissolve it with the power of forgiveness. I forgive myself and I forgive everyone. We can take the right hand to the crown of the head and just press down with the center of the palm, the elevated portion of the skull, and just rotate the skin of the scalp with clockwise motion 7 times, with that desire that I wish to experience the joy of self-realization. I'm grateful for this opportunity to meditate. Shri Mataji, please allow me to experience the silence of self-realization. That said, we can allow both hands to rest comfortably in the lap, palm facing upwards. And we can meditate on a compilation designed for this final energy center, for the Sahasrara Chakra. We can open our eyes and look at the photograph, or we can keep the eyes closed, whichever is comfortable for us. But if the eyelids are flickering, I would advise we keep the eyes open and we can just look at Shri Mataji's photograph, which is being shared at this point. Let's just relax and enjoy this recital.
तुझको प्रणाम, तुझको प्रणाम, तुझको चरणों में तेरे तुझको प्रणाम योगदायिनी माँ तुझको प्रणाम तुझको प्रणाम तुझको
We can open our eyes and we'll notice that there's a cool sensation flowing at the crown of the head. And we can try it with both hands. But most importantly, we'll notice that we're feeling relaxed and centered. I hope this experience has been enjoyable and fulfilling. I can assure you that this is just the beginning. With that said, I would like to hand it back to Jenny.
Thank you, Shamik, for that wonderful experience. Before we finish for tonight, let's once more close our eyes and take our attention inside. If you're having thoughts, just find that space between your thoughts. That space where one thought ends and before the next thought begins. And allow your attention to fall into that emptiness. And know that when there is no thought, you are completely one with your spirit. You are the spirit. And you are one with the power of the universe. The power that makes the earth turn. And the plants grow. Peace we are feeling now is within us. We don't need to go outside to find that peace. We just need to stop and feel that silence, which is always there, wherever we are. And again, when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Now, I don't want to get you all thinking again, but if you do have any pressing questions that you would like to have answered, we'll take one or two, if there are any. If there's not, we'll go straight onto the music. Please stay in this meditative state and listen to the music. Whenever we're in meditation, our Kundalini becomes stronger. It is easier for us to feel that silence and that balance. If there are no questions now, we'll go straight to the music. But remember, you can also post your questions on the WhatsApp, and there will be someone to answer them for you. All right, so I can't see any questions coming through. Thanks again for joining us all. Jean-Michel will be back with us tomorrow. We look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shamik.
Thank you. Good night.